Hello everyone, my name is Laura Dawes Vu. Yes, you heard that correctly. My family name is Vu because 7 years ago I married an amazing Vietnamese man.
My name is Jason, I'm Laura's husband.
Xin chào các bạn, tôi tên là Vu Bảo Nam Giê Cô. Đây là em gái của tôi. Tôi tên là Vu Diệu Anh Zoe.
And that is my happy family. My husband and I moved to Vietnam 5 years ago. At first, I promised to my mom that I would only be in Vietnam for 1 year, and then we would move back to Canada. That 1 year has quickly extended into almost 5 years now and counting. Moving to an Asian country like Vietnam can be a dream expat destination if you're looking for a safe and exotic place with an affordable standard of living. Our life here is really great. My husband and I both have amazing jobs, while our children are lucky enough to receive wonderful education here. The country is filled with its rich culture, delicious food, and awe-inspiring art, and fascinating people, which all makes living here very interesting every single day. But the thing I like the most about Vietnam is the family aspect. At a drop of a dime, you can call anyone and they'll be there for you, no matter what they're doing or where they are. It's a very special feeling when you know that your family members will always be by your side no matter what. I love the time when we gather around the dinner table on the weekends and enjoy Vietnamese cuisine. It is when my kids get to see their grandparents, play with their cousins, and it's also the time where I get to strengthen the bond with my Vietnamese family. Despite the language barrier with the majority of my family, I feel extremely connected to my in-laws, which has really given me a true sense of belonging here. Freedom, independence, and happiness is the motto of Vietnam. And those 3 words perfectly describe my life here. And I do believe that everyone has good reasons to love this country. All of the happy memories that have been created during our time in Vietnam prove to me that moving here has been one of my best decisions. Before coming to Vietnam, the only things I knew about the country were the beautiful landscapes, delicious food, and friendly people. But after 5 years of living here, I have soon realized that the country has much more to offer to its expats. One of them is the favorable investment environment. I believe that Vietnam's stable political environment, rapid economic growth, competitive production costs, and large workforce are some of the key factors ensuring the country's status as an attractive investment destination. In this episode, let's meet business people who have recently started their business in Vietnam but gained certain success. First, let's greet.
Hi, my name is Robert Horwath. I'm from the United States, and I'm the founder of a company called Lockguff in Hanoi City. So during COVID last year, I was cleaning up my computer. I saw an old document called Lockguff, and I sort of put it on the side. And then as we had COVID, we were all locked down. So I had months of sitting around, and that's why this was reborn. So I came across this one factory, which I'm working with today, and I will always work with. But the problem was the factory did not want to do it because they thought it was a handcuff. And I had to really work hard and get my attorneys to call them to tell them, no, this is not a handcuff. So then we went through about almost 8 months of trial and error to get to this fantastic finish we have today.
Nói thật là mới đầu nhìn thấy như thế là không muốn nhận cái sản phẩm đấy. Cái quá trình là nghiên cứu của bạn mất rất nhiều thời gian. Với cộng thêm là bạn là người nước ngoài và nhiều khi bạn đi mày mò vào những cái làng nghề thủ công của mình để bạn đi gia công những cái chi tiết rất là nhỏ. Cảm thấy là bạn đi rất là nhiệt tình với công việc, với tâm huyết với nghề, với cái sản phẩm của mình. Thế nên ra là nhận làm hàng cho bạn ấy.
Nếu mà không có Covid thì chắc là mình cũng không làm những cái đơn nhỏ như mà mất thời gian như của Robert. Mình cũng là kỹ sư, mình cũng là rất là thích cái hoàn thiện và chế tạo những cái sản phẩm. Thì Robert có ý tưởng, thì hai người cùng hợp tác thì cũng rất là hợp nhau trong cái vấn đề là làm việc. Việt Nam thì rất là nhiều xe máy mà cái tính tiện dụng của cái khóa này là nó rất là dễ sử dụng. Thế cho nên là mình nghĩ là sẽ dễ được bán.
This is our basic product, which is a high-level chrome finish. It's very small, extremely strong, and actually we did a test using 2 cars trying to pull it apart. This was put together again with a 60-ton hydraulic press. There is no way that any person is going to pull it apart. And it will not damage your brakes. If you cut the throttle cable, your bike is still locked. If you keep it on for a week or 10 days or a month, your brake is still good. It will not damage your motorbike. We've actually have only been ready for selling and marketing as of the beginning of April this year. So since April, we've sold well over 1,000. Not just in Vietnam at all. We have sold to 14 different countries. It is 100% made in Vietnam. I have been approached by this company called Grip Lock to buy the rights to my lock to sell in the USA, Canada, the UK, and Germany, but they wanted to have it made in New Zealand. I rejected the offer. I know that making it in China would be possible, but I've opted for Vietnam. I live in Vietnam. It was born in Vietnam. It's going to be made in Vietnam. That I've actually have a lot of experience working in North African countries, setting up companies, and in Europe. I think that in Vietnam, there is very little red tape. That means if you have an idea, that's a good idea, and of course you have the money, it's very fast to open a company. People are very user-friendly. They don't require a lot of documentation, and they're very, very helpful. This is one of the easiest countries I've had to work with. Whether you're an expat or Vietnamese, I don't think it matters. I think that they are hungry for businesses to grow here. What makes Vietnam Vietnam is the people, and what makes people come back to Vietnam, it's because of the people. It's a beautiful countryside, obviously great food, the cost of living, but what makes any country, it is the people. But I think overall in Vietnam, people are friendly, people are willing to help you, people are very, very warm. I consider Vietnam as my first home. Why? My mother and father, unfortunately, have both passed away. Both of my sisters in the United States have both passed away. So the fact is that my family's deceased. So I have now my wife, I have my daughter, so here is my home. This is what I consider home is my home. So Vietnam is my first home.
Lockguff is something I'm really looking forward to. I can conveniently lock my scooter with this Make in Vietnam motorcycle lock. No more worrying about bending down to lock it with the traditional motorbike lock. Want to find out how it's made? Then follow me. I was so lucky to have the opportunity to see how Lockguff was made with the naked eye. To be honest, the process of making the lock really impressed me. Although it's a small lock, you may be surprised to know that it actually requires dozens of little details in order for it to be put together. Hey guys, want to know what's inside? Lockguff. And you know what? This packaging is so cool. Robert, will you tell me about it?
First of all, I really want to cut out any plastic, so there's absolutely no plastic used in the making, processing, packaging, and shipping. This is a 100% natural cotton bag, which is biodegradable. If it sits in the rain for, I'd say, 7 days, it's going to disappear into the ground. The bag disappears into the earth, no pollutants. This would go into recycling center, and again, be recycled also maybe into another lock. Green is the way to go.
That's awesome. Robert, I'd love to know if you have any advice for the foreigners here that would like to start a business in Vietnam.
You know, check the market. Vietnam has everything. So it has to be original, it has to be a niche market. It's something that people need. This is something that people need. It's a very niche market, but it's not just for Vietnam. But setting a company here is easy. Everything in Hanoi, I do not know about Ho Chi Minh, is designed to help foreigners. So Vietnam is a very easy place to set up a company. Just be careful what you want to set up.
Robert, I really want to thank you for having myself here and looking around your factory and knowing exactly how Lock and Cuff is made. I really appreciate you having us here today.
Thanks, and I will add a spot. Don't forget Lockguff.
Finding accommodation in a foreign country suitable to our demand is never an easy task. I was so lucky that my husband is Vietnamese, so I didn't have to struggle to find that ideal place for us to live when we moved to Vietnam. But I know others do struggle. From her own difficulties in finding a suitable apartment when she first landed in Vietnam, an American expat is trying to reinvent the way people go about new homes in the city. Now, let's greet.
So I'm Madison Hardy. I started Nest in November. So we have been growing rapidly since then. I moved to Vietnam 3 years ago and started the business because I myself was having problems finding apartments, furnishing them, and getting the services I needed. And this is Sailor. He is our mascot and was adopted here in Hanoi, and he is part of the Nest team as well. So the concept of Nest is we help foreigners and Vietnamese alike find apartments in Hanoi that are unique, have sort of a personal touch, something that is styled more to Western standards. After we have found the apartment, we help with furnishing, decor. We've partnered with a bunch of local designers, and we also provide services from cleaning to landscaping. We have artwork that can be custom made. So the entire process is a goal in making your new apartment or your new house feel like a home. We started during COVID time. It has been an interesting market to be in during COVID because very little has changed in regards to what the demand is right now. People still want to move. People still want to find new apartments. In fact, we've found that since people are working online or staying at home, they're often doing more shopping on their phones or apartment searching just for fun. So it's given us a chance to take people out on safe tours and show them the possibilities of where they could be living. There are a lot of competitors, Airbnb and Booking.com. I have found that Airbnb is taking a hard hit right now because there isn't international travel in Hanoi. So it's been a big opportunity for us to reach out to those owners of Airbnbs and approach them with the idea of doing long-term rentals. Compared to other housing agencies in Hanoi, I think that Nest is successful because we provide a full suite of services. Nest has done a good job of employing people that actually were affected by the pandemic. All of our services, from cleaning to in-home massage, delivered baked goods, those are all locals of Hanoi that were looking for work.
I'm actually very new to Nest. I've only been here for about a month and a half. But it's been a very exciting month and a half. Vietnam is amazing, but it is a little difficult to navigate when you first get here. So I think having Nest kind of take all of that stress off of you and really make the transition easy.
So we do pet portrait. A lot of our expat community has a tendency to foster or adopt pets here in Vietnam, and I think that's a really unique element to add to the home.
Having a pet portrait is just a good idea because you're celebrating this beautiful relationship that you have with your pet. Everybody likes showing pictures of their pets to everyone, so what they do, they sell me all of the pictures, 10, 20, a lot of the pictures. I think from where I come from, it's very difficult to be a newbie. But here in Hanoi, you have so much support from other people who are doing workshops, festivals, who are in this art scene.
I have found the registration process and the legalization process to be have a lot less barriers than it would in my own country. It's been a fairly easy process, and I feel like the government has done a good job of managing the process, checks and balances, but also not putting up so many barriers that it makes it near impossible and frustrating.
One of the biggest things about Vietnam that I really love, besides the people and the food and the culture, is how safe I feel here. I think this is by far the safest country I've ever traveled to, lived in, and I think that goes with COVID as well.
After being in so many different places in Asia, I'm going to have to say that what makes Hanoi so special is the community. The Vietnamese people that have helped Nest grow and have contributed to this business, and my personal growth have been just phenomenal, easygoing, kind, understanding, and helpful. And also the expat community, which is quite large in Hanoi, has been really nurturing. And I just find that the overall community is what keeps me here and has made it my home.
Madison's story is so inspiring, isn't it? I even have more inspirations from her when she gave me an apartment tour. I met her at a house which was both a perfect mix of traditional and modern beauty. I don't think I could find such a beautiful place with an amazing view myself. Now it's my turn to give you a tour around of just one of her many beautiful places. Madison, I have to ask you, is it hard to find another place like this?
I brought you guys to this one because this is one of my personal favorites. And at Nest, we tried to get away from these huge serviced buildings and find in the core of the city really unique places. So that's sort of our niche.
So would you say that your target customers are more family-oriented or they're singles?
I would say the expat community is pretty young here. So when we do advertising, what comes back to us is young couples or singles. However, that is evolving as we've found more high-end properties. We've now started to show families or couples that have been married long-term, older folks that are retiring here.
And what would you say is the most common demand for the Western and foreigners when they're looking for an apartment in Nest?
A industrial oven or even just a normal cooking oven is a rarity in a lot of Vietnamese homes. So we do look for that. I would say the biggest request is natural light, balconies, and foreigners often have their pets indoors with them. So pet-friendly apartments is a big ask.
So Madison, thank you so much for having us here today. I've learned so much about Nest, and if myself and my family or anyone that I know is looking for an apartment, I know where to go.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Laura.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kyle. I'm Canadian. I've been living in Vietnam, specifically Hanoi, for about 4 years, and I'm one of the co-founders of Arch.
Hey, my name is Diego. I'm originally born in Colombia, but I was raised in Montreal, Canada.
Hello, my name is Matthew, and I'm a Canadian, and I've been living in Vietnam for close to 4 years. I'm one of the founders of Arch Cafe. I believe when you go to most cafes in town, you come to recharge your body and drink a coffee. We like to offer that, but also for your mind and your soul.
We've been working on the project for about a month to a month and a half, building everything, getting everything ready together, putting the concepts together, and we were finally able to open on the 17th of October, 2020. So I think that it all comes down to opportunities, and when things happen, sometimes they just happen the way they are. We were very lucky that we found this property and the conditions that we found it in were very, very advantageous because of COVID, the previous business owner had to actually shut down.
And Vietnam gives us that opportunity to follow our other desires, follow our other inspirations. So having a cafe with, this beautiful view that we had, you can't let that opportunity pass.
We have already seen many bars, many cafes, many restaurants on the other side of Tejo where Vietnamese people almost feel a little bit intimidated to go because of the Western vibe. And vice versa, a lot of Western people don't go into a lot of really cool vhohaves because they don't feel that as welcome as well. What we're trying to do at Arch is pretty much break that boundary and have a space that through arts, music, events, markets, and community, we can just bring together both sides and share the best of what we can share together.
Given the situation of the pandemic, we realized large gatherings are not going to be the way for the next few years, but we still had so much creative energy we wanted to channel. Sometimes it's even all in one day where we'll have one artist performing on the first floor, an empowerment workshop for women on the second floor, maybe on the rooftop someone is doing yoga, and we're just so happy that we can be offering a space that feels like so multi-level and for anyone to find what they're looking for. In the evening, we've played music from all over the world. We have DJs, and I myself like to DJ, and that's where a lot of my passion comes from for bringing people together is music.
The business environment here gives you many opportunities to try different things. Things that, normally we couldn't see as a possibility maybe in our own country.
Our life here feels very comfortable because we have found a place that has balance and that has sense.
I think one of the things that I like the most about Vietnam, and I think where Vietnam is a leader right now in the world, is just the amount of growth and opportunities that are here for the young people are just unimaginable for most people in Western countries. Here in Vietnam, there's always the possibility for the new generation and the old generations to do many great things. All you need to do is put in a little bit of hard work. I came here to grow, and I've seen myself grow more here than anywhere else that I've ever been before in such a short amount of time.
Over the last 4 years for me, I've really made a home out of Vietnam, having a Vietnamese wife, having my first daughter, as well as opening up several businesses here in Hanoi. It feels like home for me.
And this edition of When in Vietnam has come to an end. Hope you had a relaxing time with us. If you want to re-watch our program, you can download VTV4 Go from the App Store, Google Play, or visit www.youtube.com/VTV4Go. Stay safe and healthy. Bye for now.
Good morning. My name is Robert.